There was a woman who kept every performance review she'd ever received, 13 years worth, filed in a drawer, organized by year, each one proof that she mattered. She read through them sometimes late at night when she couldn't sleep. The latest one called her indispensable. She held on to that word. The woman was 42, senior partner at a consulting firm, corner office, her name on the door. Started as a junior analyst at 24, worked every weekend for 3 years, missed weddings, missed birthdays, missed her sister's baby shower because there was a pitch due Monday. But she got promoted, and the salary got bigger, and the title got longer, and somewhere along the way, she started believing that this was who she was. Without it, she wasn't sure what was left. Her mornings started at 5:30, coffee, emails, shower, out the door by 7, first one in the office most days. She liked that, liked being the one who was already working when others arrived. She needed them to notice, because if they stopped noticing, then what had she given up all those years for? The woman had a best friend in college. They were inseparable. Plans to move to the city together after graduation. Stay close. They did move to the city. They didn't stay close. The friend got married at 28. The woman was supposed to be maid of honor, but 2 weeks before the wedding, a client emergency came up. She called her friend, apologized, said she'd make it up to her. Her friend said it was okay, but her voice said something else. The woman went to San Francisco, saved the deal, got praised by her boss. Her friend got married without her. They talked less after that. The friend stopped inviting her to things, not out of anger, just acceptance. They haven't spoken in 2 years. The woman's parents live 4 hours away. Her father was 73, her mother 71, retired, slowing down. They asked her to visit. She said she would, soon. After this project, but there was always another project. Her father called on Sundays, used to call every week, now once a month. He'd ask when she was coming home. She'd say soon. There was always a pause, like he wanted to say something else, but he never did. She'd hang up feeling guilty. Then she'd open her laptop and the feeling would fade. The woman won an award last year. Top consultant under 45. There was a ceremony. She wore a dress she bought the day before, walked up on stage, accepted a glass plaque, gave a speech about dedication and passion. People clapped. She smiled, went home alone, put the plaque on a shelf next to the others, felt nothing. The woman had a colleague who died last spring, 53, heart attack at his desk, fell forward onto his keyboard. The company sent flowers to the funeral, posted a tribute on LinkedIn. 2 weeks later, his office was reassigned. The woman went to the funeral, listened to his wife talk about how hard he'd worked, how dedicated he was. The wife said it like it was a good thing, but her voice cracked. The woman wondered if the wife was angry, or if she'd just accepted it, the way everyone accepts it. The woman's firm was involved in a big merger, months of late nights, weekends, calls at midnight. Her team worked around the clock, slept on couches. She spent more time there than anywhere else, and she was okay with that, because at work she knew who she was. At home she was just alone. The merger went through in August. Big win, bigger bonuses. Her boss called her indispensable. She smiled, felt proud, for about an hour, then went home to her empty apartment and sat on her couch in the dark and wondered why winning felt so hollow. The woman's sister had a baby last year, second child, a boy named James. The woman sent flowers, a card, didn't visit, too much work. Her sister sent photos. The woman looked at them during a meeting. He had her sister's eyes. Her sister stopped sending photos after a while. The woman told herself she'd visit soon, but soon turned into a year, and now he's walking and talking and she's never held him. The woman started having dreams. She'd be at work at her desk, but everyone else was gone. The building was empty. She'd walk through the halls calling out. No one answered. She'd wake up at 3 a.m., reach for her phone, check her email, and the feeling would fade. The woman's company restructured in October. New CEO, new strategy, cuts needed to be made. She didn't think she was a redundancy. She was indispensable. But in November, she was called into an office. HR was there. They said things about changes, about her contributions being valued, past tense, valued. They gave her a severance package, 3 months. She walked back to her office, packed her things into a box, 13 years in a box, the plaques, the awards, the performance reviews. She carried the box to her car, drove home, and realized she had nowhere to be tomorrow, no one depending on her. She was dispensable after all. The woman spent the first week telling herself it was temporary, updated her resume, reached out to contacts. They stopped returning her messages. The second week she started to panic, not about money, about purpose. She'd wake up at 5:30 out of habit, nothing to do, nowhere to be. The third week she called her mother. "Hi, Mom, how are you?" The woman started to say fine, but something stopped her. "I lost my job." Silence. "When?" 3 weeks ago. "Why didn't you call?" "I don't know." "Do you want to come home for a while?" The woman looked around her apartment, at the life she'd built that felt more like a waiting room. "Yeah, I think I do." The woman drove home the next day. 4 hours. Hadn't made the drive in 2 years. Her parents were waiting on the porch. Her mother looked older. Her father's hands shook more than she remembered. They hugged her. Didn't ask about the job. Just said they were glad she was home. The woman stayed in her old room. Photos on the wall from high school. A version of herself she barely recognized. Smiling. Not yet convinced that her worth was something she had to earn. The woman spent the first few days sleeping. Her mother brought her tea, sat on the edge of the bed sometimes, didn't say much, just sat. It felt strange at first, then comforting. The woman started helping around the house, dishes, fixing a cabinet door. Her father watched her work. Afterward, he said, "You're good at that." She laughed. "It's just a cabinet." "Still, you're good at it." That night, she cried in the shower because it was the first time in years someone had noticed her doing something that didn't involve a spreadsheet. The woman's sister came to visit on a Saturday, brought the kids. The baby wasn't a baby anymore, walking, talking, shy around the woman at first. Her sister said, "It's okay. That's your aunt." The boy looked at her. She waved. He waved back. They had lunch in the backyard. The kids ran around. Her sister talked about preschool, about things the woman had never made time to care about. But now she listened. Her sister said, "You look better. You looked exhausted at Christmas, like you were somewhere else even when you were here." "I was," the woman said. The woman stayed for a month, then 2. Job offers came in. She turned them down. She wasn't ready to trade herself away again. Her father had a doctor's appointment in November. He asked if she'd drive him. She said yes. Afterward, they got lunch at a diner. He asked how she was doing, really doing. "I spent 13 years building something I thought mattered, and then it was just gone." Her father nodded. "Did it matter?" "I thought it did." "To who?" She didn't answer, because the truth was it mattered to people who forgot her name the moment she left, but it didn't matter to her parents, or her sister, or her nephew. Her father reached across the table, took her hand. "You matter to us, not because of what you do, just because you're you." The woman cried, right there in the diner. The woman got a job offer in December. Good company, good role, good money. She turned it down. She took a different job instead. Smaller, less money, but 9 to 5, no weekends, just a job, not her identity. She started in January, came home for dinner most nights, had Sunday breakfast with her parents, saw her sister regularly, held her nephew, watched him grow, not through photos, in person. The woman thought about her old life sometimes, the office, the awards. She didn't miss it. She thought about her colleague who died at his desk, about his office that was reassigned 2 weeks later, and she realized something. The company wouldn't remember him. In 5 years, his name would be forgotten, but his wife would remember. His kids would remember, not his job title, just him. The woman went for a walk one evening in March. She passed her old high school, the park where she used to sit and think about the future. When she was young, the future felt infinite. Now she understood the truth. The future was just today, over and over, until it wasn't. And the only thing that mattered was who you spent it with. She walked back to her parents' house. Her mother was in the kitchen. Her father was reading the paper. She sat down at the table. Her father looked up, smiled, and the woman realized this was enough. This was everything she'd been missing while she was busy being indispensable. The woman still works, still has goals, but it's different now. Work is what she does, not who she is. And when she leaves at 5, she doesn't check her email, just drives home, has dinner, talks to people who know her name, not because it's on a door, but because they love her. She doesn't keep performance reviews anymore, doesn't need proof that she matters. The woman's father died last week. Peacefully, she was there, holding his hand. At the funeral, people talked about him, not about his job, about the way he made them feel, the way he showed up, the way he loved. The woman spoke, said her father taught her something important, that the things you build will forget you, but the people you love won't.